Hey, I want to start with Monday Night Football just because it's going to be awesome. So what's more likely here, Rich?
Oh, my gosh.
What's more likely, the Raiders actually make you look good, or Eric Stonestreet literally trolls you all weekend and then into Monday and then for like the rest of the season, including right now?
Oh, no! Oh, yes!
Yes!
Another surprise guest!
Surprise guest! Yeah!
Come on!
All right!
2 years!
Right now!
Let's get it up for the hood. Please sit down. Thank you. God bless it.
We pulled it off!
You did it! You did it! Oh, my gosh!
Yes!
Look at this! Oh, my God.
Let's talk about your Raiders, Rich.
Hello, Eric Stonestreet.
How's it going, buddy? We haven't seen each other in person in forever.
It's been that long.
Do you know the lengths I went to surprise you right now? I told you I'd come on Monday before the game.
That was the okey doke.
Traveling out of town.
I heard that. Okay. Man, I love you. Look at you.
How's it going?
Oh, the power
Got my Andy Air Force Ones on, baby.
We've been cultivating this caper since Sunday.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Surprise guests galore. All right. Well, thanks for coming on. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
We can talk about anything. We'll be fine. But let's talk about your Raiders winning the AFC West.
The Raiders.
Oh, my gosh. I'm
I've been
regretting
on you
the
so
choice.
hard.
You have been literally on. Last night, I tweeted out the standings of the AFC South now to point out how the Colts are 2-1 and the Jaguars and the Titans are 2-2. And I said, this league, man. And then you responded, now do the AFC West. Relentless. Oh, man. Okay. Monday night. I'm not rooting against your interests, but
Doesn't matter. Unless you're telling me you're playing defensive back or something, then I'm not worried about it.
You kept telling me. I didn't listen. I'm not
Well,
gonna lie.
you know what
We're
I
just
said-
4 games in, though. But
You know
who
what I
knows?
said to you, and you rightfully corrected me on that, which is the hot take isn't always the right take. And I do agree, you don't take the hot takes. But so many people just wanted to move on from the Chiefs just because, right? And we experienced that, not to bring it back to my world, but
Yes.
we experienced it with Modern Family, too. It's like, we're tired of that old great thing, that old good quality thing. We want something new. And I feel like that's what a lot of people wanted to do with Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think we're still going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. As long as we got Andy and Patrick and the team around him, we're not going anywhere. That's my feeling.
Well, my concern again was, Tyreek Hill wasn't there. And I took that cheese, and I took the cheese that McDaniels in Vegas with Devontae Adams would come out of the gate fast, and they have not. They've been terrible, man. That offensive line. A couple of people in the business were like, seeing me put it out there for the Raiders, are like, that line's going to let you down. And so far they have. Although they did get Josh Jacobs running this past week. I
love a lot. I love a lot of what they have. I think Crosby's freaking amazing. I love watching him play football. I mean, there's a lot of pieces there, but the old I in team that we learn as kids still exists. Like Tyreek is one person on the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
Devontae is one person on the what are they? The Vegas Raiders, right? So I just again really relied on the fact that coaches the team, and Tyreek is an impactful player. There's no doubt about it. Loved having him as a Kansas City Chief. Gave me a lot of amazing memories, but bigger than one guy. Organization's bigger than one guy. Brett Veach and his draft choices. Look how young we are on the defense. And that's a surprise. That's what I wanted to tell you from the beginning.
Yes.
Is people are talking about how our offense is going to be, but our defense is going to be phenomenal with the draft choices and with the youth in the backfield replacing Tyrann. Love Tyrann Mathieu. Love that he was a Chief as well. But
you were telling me about Pacheco too. And it looked like, again, this is a kid from Rutgers, 7th round draft choice. And it seems like he has moved up the depth chart. It seemed like this past week he was used a hell of a lot more. He was second, like he was their second option.
Yeah.
out of the backfield.
I have no idea how any of that works. My theory, and it's just me being a fan and loving this team, is that, we drafted them because we believe in them and know they're great players.
Yes.
But we also don't want anything catastrophic to happen to them too soon in their career. Like the Sky Moore fumble, they put him right back out there, get him right back out there, because they know that these guys that they draft aren't bigger than the moment, but they also want to ease them in when we've got depth, right?
Yeah.
And Isaiah is going to be the 1-2 punch. I mean, the dude runs so hard and such a sweet human being. I met him at training camp and introduced him to Lindsay's boys, Reed and Everett, and he told them that every time you see me, just know we're family. We're family now.
Is that what he said to him?
Yeah, great kid, great kid. Amazing story if you haven't done a dive on his story. Very tragic, but great
We'll
story.
look into that. They gave him Tyreek's number, too. Or did he ask for it?
I don't know the story. I don't really know the story. I love it, though. I mean, I think it's great. It's like, again, moving on, right? It's what happens. I'm a fan of the uniform and whoever straps it on. And when they leave, I wish him well, but not as...
I texted you the other day. I told you, right? I texted him the other day after that Mahomes play. I'm like, what is it like to root for this guy? I mean, and I've been waiting for that for 50 years myself.
Oh, I was, too.
That's what I told these guys the other day, that the Chiefs were just like the Jets for a very long time, where you had an all-time great Hall of Fame quarterback right at the top. I had Favre. You had Montana. I would have taken Montana over the Favre. Let's get our future Hall of Famer in here to try and win some games. He didn't do what Montana did. Sanchez did. Took him to an AFC Championship game twice. Other than that, I mean, I've been waiting for my Mahomes.
It'll happen.
You think?
You just need to get you an Andy Reid and a Brett Veach.
We'll see. We got ourselves a Salah and we got ourselves a Joe Douglas.
I mean, they're in the move. You're in the direction.
Okay.
Love the running back.
Look at this guy showing up like this.
Yeah, I know. I planned
Taking time out of my busy
You planned
schedule.
it?
Yeah,
You did it?
Come on,
Yeah.
we made it happen.
Okay.
I went direct. Slid into his DMs.
hey,
Not creepy at all.
what's your digits,
And then
man?
we were texting yesterday about another issue, and I was like, had to check each text I sent you to make sure I wasn't, like, before I hit send, that it wasn't anything giving away today.
Okay. Are you really flying out, though,
Yeah,
today?
flying out today.
So you're going to the game Monday? You'll be there?
Duh. I don't miss a home game. I was just here working, first time being back on a TV set since Modern Family ended.
Right.
And the prerequisite for the job was that I would be done today. Well, I was supposed to work today, but the schedule changed and I finished yesterday. So I booked my flight for tonight.
Okay.
But I was always going home for Monday Night Football.
Okay. You made that part of your deal with
100%. I'm not. We have the suite there. I'm not missing home games. I spent 20 whatever years out here, loving my life out here, but missing Arrowhead, and now it's just my happy place. It's just I get there early. I focus. I stretch with the guys. I'm up in the suite. They're down on the field. We have our routine.
So you're stretching in the suite with the guys?
Yeah, I'm doing deep knee bends up there, calisthenics.
The Randy Reid thing?
Yeah,
You're doing the Randy Reid thing?
I'm getting into it. I mean, I feel like they require my focus.
Yes.
I require their focus. I want them to know that I'm also as focused.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. I wish I didn't care so much. That's honest to God the truth. Because I'm so stressed. I am so stressed. I was a nervous wreck before that LA Chargers game.
Right. And it was a tough one. It was until, obviously the pick six changed the whole tenor of everything.
Draft choice.
Another draft choice. Yeah, I know. How do I ask you? How long do we have the whole?
I don't have anywhere to go.
Okay, why don't we take a break?
We didn't
let's
really
do,
set that up. It
Let's
was
do
just
what's
getting
more
him here.
likely. Let's do what? Do you?
It was just getting Eric here.
Do you have a what's more likely?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Do you want to? Let's do this with Eric.
I don't have anywhere to be till 4:30.
Fantastic.
So we got lots of time.
Okay.
The rest of the show.
Well, we have somewhere to be at 12. So
Where do we have to be at 12?
We're
the
done.
show ends.
Yeah,
Oh, the show
ends.
But you can stay.
Eric Stonestreet is here. Fantastic. Okay. That's
chat
what a
it
great
out.
way to kick off our ninth year.
Hold on. Oh,
Yeah.
Brett Veach is texting me.
Okay.
Oh, he's got an answer for Pacheco if you want the answer.
What's the answer? Yes.
Okay, hold on.
The general manager.
wait, is this real?
Yeah.
100%.
Come on now.
He wore 10 his first 2 years at Rutgers. He changed to 1. McKinnon had 1, so 10 made sense. Brett Veach.
And it was available.
Eric Stonestreet hanging with us the rest of the show.
Surprise guest.
I love it. It was Michael Irvin last week and you this week. This is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
I think we just inspired a new segment.
Who could surprise Rich today? By the way, can you refer to
Nice
yourself
guess.
in the third person while naming a segment that doesn't exist yet? Did I just do that?
Yeah.
Yep. First for everything.
Go figure.
Go figure.
Fantastic. I love it.
Are we back on TV or just on
No,
the
we're
radio?
back on TV. We're here. Like,
Looking at
people
my
are actually watching us, and this is wonderful. I love it. What shoes do you have on? Because it's all these guys.
These are Air
pay
Force
attention.
Ones.
Air Force
But
Ones.
Coach wears Air Force Ones.
With the gum
By the
sole.
way, how about him in that commercial? Did you teach him his
Yeah, I
comedy
saw
chops
that.
or what?
Unbelievable, right? I mean,
Very funny.
How about him?
I literally, after the Tampa game, I said, congrats on the win, but the big win tonight is your performance in that commercial. Like, it was great. And I didn't want to take it further, and I don't want to offend anyone,
Yes.
namely our QB1, but Andy's a good actor.
He's very good. He's very good. The way he threw the. He
very
threw
good.
the. He
I
threw
would have
the,
slowed the throw down a little bit.
Okay.
Because when I first saw it, it looked like he was swatting a gnat, and I would have had another take at that. But his dialogue and his acting was great.
How are you not the comedy coach of the Kansas City Chiefs already?
Well-
I mean, the comedy. How about quality comedy control coach? That's
Yeah.
what you are.
Well, we have
You're
a
the
lot of us.
QCC
Me,
coach.
Rob, and Paul, and
That's true.
I think we'd be covered if we really did want to
That's
do anything
true.
comedic wise. But that's what when Patrick went up to the line and did the whole Blake
Yeah.
Bell Belldozer play with Noah Gray and pointed it. I was like, man, my improv class really paid off there.
did.
He did great. I mean,
He did.
had so much fun.
It's just nuts. This team is kind of crazy. I don't know how.
But
I
you know
didn't see
what? We
that
lost to
coming.
the Colts.
How
Let's
the
just
hell?
talk about that so that
Yeah,
people
it's all
watching
right.
at home right now.
It's all right. I mean, these things happen. You got clunkers.
Would you like to reimburse me for my survivor pool because I picked you guys last week?
I mean, that had to have been the number one pick
Out.
of the week for sure.
So many people went
for the
out.
season. And honestly, last night I wouldn't have picked the Colts over the Broncos. I thought, well, this is the week. I mean, a guy
Well,
that I was
picked
working
Denver
with, he
in
was
the
like,
picks. I'm sure you did too, right?
I did pick Denver in
Yeah,
the
me
picks.
too.
Yeah. Eric Stonestreet here on the Rich Eisen Show. Our terrestrial audience just returned here on the program. Okay, so let's do our Friday stuff.
Yeah, let's
Eric
do it.
Stonestreet is here,
Absolutely.
and you're just part of the program. Last time this happened, Eric surprised me with his presence. So now here we go. We'll try again. What's more likely here on a Friday? Go for it.
What's more likely?
Never say never, but never.
All right, Eric Stonestreet is here.
Hey.
NFL Films Music.
What's up, guys?
What's more likely? And you can give your opinions as well, Eric. Go for it.
All right,
Chris
what's more
Brockman.
likely? Let's get it going. NFL Week 5. What's more likely? Eagles get their first loss. Texans get their first win.
Okay, so
are the
Philadelphia's
Eagles
at
playing?
Arizona,
Oh.
and the Texans are
At
at
Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I think Jacksonville's sneaky good.
I think Jacksonville is going to win that game.
I do too.
So I would say if there's anything more likely that the Arizona Cardinals win that game. But my problem about the Cardinals offense, it's for about 80% of the game, it's run around until you get a first down, Kyler, because,
Right.
you know, and occasionally find Hollywood Brown, occasionally find Zach Ertz. The running game is non-existent. But if you're asking me what's more likely, I'd take the Eagles' first loss, wouldn't you?
No,
Eric?
I think
You
I would.
think you go with
Well,
Houston beating
shoot.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, I'd go Eagles first
Okay,
loss.
we're
but,
split. We're split.
Okay.
Oh no, actually we
No,
agree.
we
Very good.
agree.
Okay, we agree. What else?
Hey, another actual huge game. Cincinnati, Baltimore this weekend. Two very fun quarterbacks. Did you know in his last two games against the Ravens, Joe Burrow has 47,000 yards passing.
You're close to it.
Yeah.
It's over. It's close to 1,000 yards.
It
right?
is. He actually is averaging 470 yards in his last two games against Baltimore.
that?
What's more likely, Joe Burrow 400 yards passing in this game?
Yes.
Or Lamar 400 total yards?
I'm going Lamar 400 total
And
yards.
I'll go the other way. I'm going to go the other way. I think the Bengals are done with the hangover. I think that they are back. I'm in on the Bengals. You're
See,
shaking your head,
Well, you're getting into what annoyed me at the end of last season.
which is what?
Well, they beat us, obviously. But I didn't then like the rush for everyone to...
Anoint? The anointing?
Oh, yeah.
The anointing oil?
The anointing. I was very annoyed by it. Not Joe Burrow's fault. I think he's fantastic. I love his coolness and all that stuff. But again, it's like we just want the new thing. And it's like, whatever.
Well, then you really...
And I had a bad interaction with some Cincinnati fans at Arrowhead.
Oh, no.
They were very nice.
What happened?
They haven't won.
Polite. I welcome everyone to
They've
Arrowhead.
never
when I
won.
see
They
them.
haven't won in a while.
Yeah,
They
that's
just-
true.
I mean,
That's true.
I'm going to still take, despite that dreadful piece of news you just passed
Yeah,
along.
they were kind of mean. They hurt my feelings.
I'm still going to take Burrow.
I'm going Lamar. I think Lamar is slinging it. I love that he bet on himself and that he's just pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And I can't wait to see what happens for him. And I want him to win all of his games except when we play in the playoffs.
Next up, what's more likely with Eric Stonestreet? Go for it.
Next up, division road dog to score an upset.
Okay.
Division game on the road, underdog, upset. Falcons, Bears, or Texans.
Division road dog to score an upset. The Bears are in Minnesota. The Falcons are home for the Bucks. And Houston is at Jacksonville. Okay.
I think I'd go
Falcons.
No,
Falcons.
Atlanta Falcons are at
Bucks.
Tampa.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I
All,
go
these are road,
Falcons.
all these are road teams.
I think Brady's in the.
No, there's no way Brady loses to Atlanta. Julio Jones is going to get 15 footballs in about 2 seconds.
Brady 10-0 against
Where
Atlanta
were those
lifetime.
footballs against us?
I know. I hear you, but Julio didn't play for the Chiefs. I'm going to take the Bears. I'll take the Bears.
That's my second choice. I'll take the.
I'm going to take the Bears with Kirk Cousins, and the Vikings are just, man, they double doinked their way out of London, and then the Lions made a silly choice at the end of that game that handed the opportunity for the
Yeah.
Vikings to do what they did. I'll take the Bears in that one.
I guess I'll take the Falcons because I opened my big trap.
Okay, very good. What else you got?
All right,
over
here we
there?
go. Let's come out to Los Angeles. Big game, Cowboys. Rams, game record to have multiple sacks in this game. Micah Parsons, Aaron Donald.
Parsons. I'm taking Parsons. Parsons is the. I mean, I'm the most jealous of that player.
Of
somebody-
anybody else?
of anybody
You got
else.
FOMO? You got.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. He's amazing to watch.
Although I like Karlaftis a lot.
I
buddy.
love George.
I
I'm
know,
not saying
I know
I would
what
trade
you're
him.
saying. I know that, but he
I
has one
just-
Micah Parsons.
yes.
And again, this is not just sports talk. A maneuver by me. I have a feeling Aaron Donald is just going to show up in a way that's just let's screw it. Cooper Rush. Let me just show you what you got. 99 problems, and I'm it.
I'm the one.
I just feel that that's going to be the case. Although I am genuinely concerned that this Rams offensive line is just going to see number 11 and it's going to crumble. I'll just take Donald because I'm not giving up on the Rams. I'm just not going to do it. And I think that Donald is going to make Cooper Rush, wish for Central Michigan
number
again.
92. Yeah.
What else you got over
Okay,
there?
how about this one? Backup quarterback is going to get a start. More likely to cook up a win. Teddy Two Gloves or the Red Rifle? Bridgewater or Andy Dalton?
Andy Dalton is home against Seattle. Geno Smith. The Geno Smith train comes in. And
I'm going Teddy.
I'll go with a Teddy, too. Although Dolphins, Jets, bro. I'm looking forward to that.
That's going to be great.
Sneaky
Big
fun
time.
game.
Sneaky fun game for
I
sure.
think so.
Teddy Bridgewater, former Jet, coming in. The Jets are taking care of business after. Let's see if they can actually get a lead and hold on to it, maybe. Tyreek Hill says the reason why he's not in New York is because of state taxes.
Yeah,
I
just
appreciate
taxes.
that. I appreciate the honesty. I would go with Teddy Bridgewater as well. What else you got over there,
Oh,
Chris?
wow, the Saints are favored in that game.
No, hey, man. No Michael Thomas. Is
get it.
Kamara going to play?
Maybe.
Seattle's playing better than not. Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, another sneaky fun game. Chargers at Browns. So how about duoed for the most combined yards over the weekend? Chubb or Kareem Hunt or Mike Williams and Austin Eckler?
I'll go Chubb and Hunt.
I'm going Chubb and Hunt.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'll go Chubb and Hunt.
That's
really?
that's a duo right there.
Oh, yeah. I think so.
Can you imagine having to tackle them? Just like put you out there on the field as you are right now and then say, Rich, tackle those guys.
What I thought of, too, is that dude who was running on the field and then got smoked by Bobby Wagner. Did he really sue Bobby Wagner?
Filed
out
a
a police
police
report?
report for assault.
But here's where I am on that. Like, yes, Bobby Wagner's at his place of work, and maybe the players are told not to engage, but at what line is Bobby not able to protect his personal safety? Because the guy decides to jump on the field with something smoking.
You have no idea.
I'm sorry, I don't know what that is, and I have a chance to defend myself. I'm going to defend myself
The question
and others.
I was about to ask, is there, because I'm not a legal expert, can you respond to the judge who was looking at this case saying, is it possible that I could have hit him harder?
Yeah, 100%.
Like, is that my defense? Like, I wish I had hit him harder.
This is the classic example of play stupid games, win stupid prizes. And then there's that meme going around right now. It's like, F around,
Find out.
Find out.
That's right.
F around, find out.
That's right. Where are you on the chart?
Where are you on the chart? It's like, that's the message we need to be sending everyone in this world. It's like there are consequences to actions.
Yes, certainly.
Some
if
of
you're-
which may be getting your head knocked off by Bobby Wagner.
By the way, fully padded. This dude has nothing on, and he just got absolutely hammered. Too bad.
Laid out.
All right, what else you got over there, Chris?
All right,
this is fun. What's more likely
this is
with Eric
great. How about
Stonestreet?
this? Quarterback to throw the most touchdowns in the game on Sunday. Bailey Zappe or the field?
Oh, my God.
Look at this Patriot guy.
Wow.
How about this guy? Zappe against the Lions? Or what do you
Who
mean?
just gave up 48?
The field.
The
You
field.
think- so you're saying Bailey Zappe's going to throw...
Zappe or the field?
You're saying this man's quarterback, who
Yeah.
appeared on this program
Right.
on Tuesday, going against the Raiders.
Right.
And everyone
Zappe,
else. Tom Brady against the
Tom
Falcons.
Brady, Derek, anybody.
Bailey Zappe leads
Herbert.
So it's
Gino.
either Bailey Zappe or one of the other 31 quarterbacks.
anyone else.
Anyone else.
I'm going to go anyone else.
That was just for me.
Okay. All right. Are you
just did
full
that.
in on the Zaps?
I just did that one for me.
He's full in on it,
I'm
not
full
being
in-
Brian
I'm full in
Hoyer.
on not Brian Hoyer.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
How about that guard that Belichick took in the first round? He's
He
a
was
stud.
and he's
throwing
really good.
people out of the club.
Yes,
really
he,
good.
he is a stud. I was like, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
There he is.
Strange, right?
Cole Strange.
Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else?
Do you think we need one more? All right, we'll get one more.
All right.
All right, just because the playoffs have started today, okay, let's do a Major League Baseball one real quick. What's more likely to win the World Series? Someone from the AL or NL East or the field? So this is
I'll take the field.
this is Yankees, Rays, Blue Jays, Braves, Mets, Phillies, basically against Dodgers or Astros.
I got to take the field on that one. I think the Dodgers and Astros are going to face each other in the World Series.
do?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. And I have a feel. And, again, with all due offense to Ms. Tiana, I have a feeling Freddie Freeman's going to be the one to personally bounce him, too. Your Braves.
Is that an awesome season?
He's
I
unreal.
met Freddie Freeman.
Oh, how's that?
Was it time
Sweetheart?
for Eric Stonestreet time?
Yes,
Story?
of course.
Story
Yes,
time?
of course. Yeah, absolutely.
So the Dodgers come to the Kansas City Royals to play.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, you own a piece of the Royals right now?
yes,
Okay.
part of the ownership group there.
Yes.
And having my previous relationship and current relationship with the Dodgers, I texted Dave Roberts and said, would love to bring you some good old Kansas City barbecue if you're up for it. And he's take you up on that offer. 100% Stone Street. Good to see you. So I go down to the clubhouse with my barbecue, my bag, and out walks Freddie Freeman. He's like, dude, I heard you were here. I had to come meet you. I'm like, Freddie Freeman.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Awesome. I love Freddie Freeman. I hated you when I was going to every Dodgers game, but I love you now. Great guy. Amazing guy.
Right. And how about that storyline this year that he was missing the Braves so much it was going to be a problem for him in Los Angeles?
Yeah.
It worked out second.
How'd that storyline?
Second half of the year
How'd that
worked out.
age?
I mean, what
And
do
so I
what do you
told
hit,
him, I said,
330?
when I'm out in LA in October or
Yes.
late September, I'll come to a game.
Right.
And so we go. We're at Dodger Stadium. We're sitting in my friend who is the owner of the Dodger seats right on the front row.
Very nice.
Yes. Sorry, it sounds really turdy. Let me pick up that name. I just dropped it. And I said, I look at Freddie and he looks, he's like, hey, you're a man of your word. I'm like, here I am, buddy. Now do something good. Single. Stroked it. RBI.
There you go. Knocking and runs for Eric Stonestreet. You're kind of like Glenn Close in The Natural.
Living
you
my
stood up,
sports
you,
dreams.
You stood up in the stands
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
noticed you.
Wow.
Point of all that is,
Have you ever
Freddie
been
Freeman.
compared to Glenn Close before?
In The Natural?
Yes, many times. Many times.
All right, well, while we're on the subject of story time, and I know that you've got your fantasy advice coming up, TJ Jefferson. Susie was sitting in this chair. Marshall Falk was sitting in that chair. About 2 weeks ago, Ed O'Neill called into this program. Okay, and he told a story about a Super Bowl party at John Lovitz's house years and years and years and years ago, where Chris Farley was eating a whole bunch of food at the buffet, and Lovitz made fun of him. And he comes out of the kitchen, and he had Lovitz's beloved cat in a sandwich, and he came out and he was eating the sandwich, and Lovitz even tweeted out a photograph of it. And I texted you that segment, and I said, this must have been like every day on the set with Ed O'Neill.
Every day.
Do you have a good what do you got for me right here?
Well, I've known that story, for 11 years. I mean,
okay,
at least. And I told you at some point when Ed O'Neill decides to come on to this show.
Yes.
He will be an all-time favorite of yours.
And he has been multiple
he is a
times.
masterful storyteller. And the unfortunate thing with all of us, all of our stories about Ed are all stories Ed tells about other people. So it's kind of like I'm adjacent to all these great stories. But Ed is such a great storyteller.
Yes.
He's so funny. We just were at, during the course of the show when Ed would always tap his watch, which would mean, let's wrap this up. Let's get going.
Just anything about anything or what?
Well, yeah, like if we'd done 4 or 5 takes or 7 takes or whatever, we never did a tremendous amount, Ed would look around, look over at me and go, and that meant like, what's going on? Yeah. Which we all had our thing. Yes. Ed's was tapping his watch. Yeah. Mine was, like that meant I was done. Everybody knew that noise. It's on a gag reel if you watch it. But so that was Ed's thing. Cut to, we haven't seen each other in 2.5 years. We're all together. Most of us are together at Steve Levitan's wedding just 2.5 weeks ago. Okay. Literally the ceremony starts. The bride is walking down the aisle and we're all standing around. Steve's up at the area, what do you call it? The
chuppah or something like that, right? Yeah.
And in front of everyone, Ed O'Neill there, disheveled with his hair, he goes, Steve.
Wow, what a move.
As he's getting married.
As she's walking down the aisle.
Oh my gosh.
Like he's like, let's hurry it up. I have a pot roasting. I mean, I have told Ed, I told Ed that he would blow all podcast records and show records if he would do, when he's ready, a podcast called Burning It Down with Ed O'Neill and just roast Hollywood.
Oh, when he's ready to be
when he's ready to be done, just do an Ed O'Neill podcast that Ed is unfiltered.
Burning it down.
Here's a great Ed O'Neill story.
Please.
Okay. Ed was known for putting his foot in his mouth, like major mouth footer in, like legendary stories I cannot tell you here that I will tell you offline of him putting his foot in his mouth. Wow. But this one is classic because it comes from such a sweet Ed O'Neill place.
Yes.
Every year when we'd be nominated for the Emmy, we would go and do this symposium where Emmy voters and people,
for your consideration.
Yes, they would come and we'd fill an auditorium with people and we'd all sit up on the stage and answer questions. Yes. Led by a moderator. Steve would answer questions. Eric would answer questions, whatever. And we're all sitting up there. And we're in a room full of, for lack of a better way to say it, people that are voting for us, and also a lot of people that aspire to be us. Mm-hmm. That's just the way it is.
Sure.
Actors that get a chance to come listen to other actors talk. So we're all sitting up there, and I look down, and I'm not even kidding you. Ed is on stage in front of like 3,000 people, counting money. Like going through a stack of bills. He's like putting out this... And I look down and I'm like, Ed, what are you doing? He's like, puts it back in his pocket, realizes probably not the best time to be counting money. So we go off stage and I'm, what are you doing? He goes, well, I was checking to see if I had a 20 for the driver. I was going through my... so it comes from this really, right then is when he decided to check his cash situation in front of a bunch of people.
Wow.
But again, it's not like, he wasn't being a jerk. He was literally cared that he had a toy. He's like, well, I needed to know if I needed to borrow one from somebody else. And I needed to make sure. I said, well, you realize you just looked like you were counting your money in front of people, right? He's like,
or paying off the voters.
Yeah, right. Well, that, I didn't even think about that.
Trying to grease people. Just like,
but
my gosh.
Ed, we were truly blessed to have, they have a saying in the business that you can't be a bigger jerk than the jerk that's the number one on the call sheet, right?
Yeah,
so
sure.
The guy on the number one sets the tone. And Ed was always just 100% the best.
Oh, I love it.
Wow.
Burning it down with Ed O'Neill is a great idea.
Burning it down with Ed O'Neill, where he just, the other thing with Ed is this you have to know him to really know, but just trust me when I say that this is Ed. So we'd go out on Friday and Saturday nights when we were the talk of the town, right? We'd have to go to these parties, and Ed would go to a few things, But this is what a Monday conversation with Ed O'Neill was like in the lock or in the makeup trailer. Eric, I saw
Good.
what's his name? The comedian. Oh, the guy, Jerry Seinfeld. I saw Jerry, and we talked, and we were talking about his the co-star, the short, chubby guy, Jason Alexander. He never knew anyone's name, and you were on this journey with him all the time of his hints. I ran into lives in the house in Washington. Barack Obama. Thank you.
Lives in the house.
I ran into.
It's like charades with words, right?
Yes.
You got to guess. Sounds like what is it? Oh my!
And then
God.
I have so
snapping.
many.
I like
I
the
have so many
snapping.
videos and pictures that I took over the years that every once in a while I'll just text him out of the blue, and he's just always so delighted. I have this great video of him getting lotion rubbed on his legs, and he's just sitting back with his sunglasses on. He always looks so cool rolling in. He's
Ed O'Neill.
He is great. He is truly a special guy, and I love him so much. He texts me what he's cooking. I sent you the picture the other day when he just sent me a picture out of the blue, my roast chicken, and it was just a roast chicken in a cast iron pan.
That's it?
That's it, my roast chicken.
It's the greatest. Yeah, after he told that story, and you guys were just like,
Dying.
I know, and Susie's listening. You keep going, and then it's a new drop on the show.
So what's up? Is that it?
That's what he said. So is that it?
I
That's
love
what he
how
said
he
at the
just-
end of the show. At the end of
Yeah,
the
oh,
show.
that was the best.
Is that it?
So we
Is that
done?
it? Is that it?
I love how he describes Chris Farley like he may be the only person who's ever heard of him.
Right.
You gotta Google this. It's,
He explained to
Yeah.
us
Oh,
the
God,
Matt
you go on
Foley
the
sketch.
Googler.
He was like, "You guys got to look this up."
Yeah,
he's
this
he's
guy
playing a
Matt-
motivational speaker. Like, yeah, we've heard of it.
Eric, I have a Matt Foley sticker on my laptop, right?
Oh
That's
my
how big
God,
Matt Foley
that's
is.
so
That's right. It's right
That's so
there.
great.
He's telling us.
Okay,
this
here's your
guy.
next Ed O'Neill
You guys
challenge.
got to Google that.
Here's your next Ed O'Neill challenge.
Yes.
You have to get him to tell the story of when he got negotiated the highest contract in TV when he was on Married with Children. The Bernie Brillstein story of how Bernie Brillstein negotiated for him. I think he says for a couple weeks he was the highest paid, and then Roseanne negotiated her contract and then surpassed him. But the story of him and the contract and Bernie Brillstein, the great legendary manager Bernie
yes.
Brillstein, his story of Bernie getting him that deal. Again, I don't want to steal Ed's story. I want you to tell him to tell that story.
Done. We'll get him back on to do
Writing
that.
it down right now.
Yeah, here's the photograph that John Lovitz tweeted out of that.
That's news to me. Like, that's amazing that exists.
Yeah, that's the cat. No cats were harmed in the making of that photograph of Chris Farley. Thank you for surprising me, sir.
Hey, thanks for having an open door
Please.
open door for me.
Anytime. The delight of seeing you is on one hand, and then the other hand is my realization of how easily the entire staff around here lies to my face. I mean,
They really did.
it's kind of like that salty treat and that sweet treat. To God,
We did
That's
it pretty
it.
good, though,
Show.
Rich.
I'm going to go with the positive. I love you, man. Thanks for
I love
doing
you,
this.
buddy. I
That's
love
Eric
you, pal.
Stonestreet right here. We'll chat with everybody Monday.